means, a whole entire new and fresh team learning to play together.
I'm thinking for Aaron Rodgers that he does follow those footsteps of going into maybe a new team where they do let him play his game, and he maybe has 2 more years and then he's done. But I wouldn't be surprised if he calls it quits after this season, especially the way he was talking about it, how he said his future, including a lot of his teammates too, was uncertain. So, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers still got some juice left in him. He's 37 years old. He can be and have more things, I feel like, than Tom Brady, but we'll see. He said he doesn't want to play that long. He wants to play like 1 or 2 more years.
Yeah.
I took the liberty of looking up Aaron Rodgers' stats from last year, the 2019 season, the year before. Obviously, they picked Jordan Love in the NFL draft. He threw for 4,002 yards last season, 13-3, 26 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. To me, in the year before that, he threw for almost 4,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So he upped his touchdown total by 1. And his production was still there, guys. I don't know what Mark Murphy, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers, I don't know what the organization was thinking when they're thinking, okay, let's go ahead and draft Jordan Love instead of giving Aaron Rodgers what he needs, possibly another wide receiver, maybe another running back, maybe another offensive lineman, maybe somebody in the defense to really help out, and somebody that can make an impact right now as opposed to a young man, Jordan Love. No disrespect to him, but what help is he going to make to the Green Bay Packers if he's standing on the sidelines with a clipboard? What contributions can he make to the Green Bay Packers other than what he does on the sidelines? Aaron Rodgers needs somebody that's going to be on the field right now to make an impact for him. And I don't understand that. And I agree with you, Aileen. I think he's going somewhere else. I think he's done with the Packers, and I think this 4th down play that happened on Sunday, that happened a couple of days ago, I think that really put the nail in the coffin as far as his relationship with the Packers and Matt LaFleur is concerned. They were already fractured with this Jordan Love situation, but now it's cracked even more.
I'm trying to think, what would be a good fit for Aaron Rodgers for a team for him to go to?
I don't know. I don't think New England, because they don't have any weapons. They don't have any. No. They don't have anybody for him to throw to.
No, I had screenshot some of the rumors that they were about where he was going. But I mean, who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers on their team, right?
Right.
Like, who wouldn't want him on their team? And it's like whoever has him, they'll build around, or they'll let him actually, coach a little bit, because that's what he wants. So I feel like because Packers is not giving it to him, that any other team will be willing to give it to him. But I don't feel like, which one did you say, Patriots? Nah, not Patriots, but they do need somebody though.
They do. They really, really do. They do. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But let's dig down a little deeper into that 4th down conversion, situation. I want to understand and in a way see it why Matt LaFleur didn't want to go ahead and have Aaron Rodgers. Maybe, hey, we may have time. We can to go ahead and just kick the field goal and get the ball back and be able to go ahead and capitalize on that. But I honestly think that it was just as everyone else, the worst call you can possibly make in that situation that you were in. Go for it. What do you have to lose? What you're in that pivotal moment, you can go ahead and capitalize that. I want to know and understand why it is that he made that decision. Because obviously Aaron Rodgers, he was not happy and probably still isn't happy about it, just like many of us are. Because I think if it was a what if, and then if that they would have been able to go ahead and convert to a touchdown, and that would have just set a so different tone, and we would have possibly seen the Packers going to the Super Bowl, or even just a lot more closer and different dynamics. So I'm sure we'll probably hear more about this in the coming days, but I just don't see any reasonable explanation of why not take the risk, because I think any other team would have just taken the risk. What do you have to lose?
If it was Bruce Arians, if the roles were reversed and the Buccaneers were driving, I know Bruce Arians would have told 12 to go back out there. he would have let that in Tom Brady's hands and said, okay, big fella, this is why we signed you. You are the GOAT. You brought us here. We won 2 straight road games on the playoffs. You got us to this point, to the NFC Championship game, with a chance to win a 3rd road playoff game and go to the Super Bowl. I'm putting it in your hands. Ryan Suckup is a really good field goal kicker. He's a good kicker, but I'm not going to lay the future of my organization in the hands of a kicker when I've got the greatest quarterback of all time at my disposal and all the weapons that he has, despite him throwing 3 interceptions. So that's on the Tampa Bay side. I don't know what Matt LaFleur was thinking. Maybe he was thinking, yeah, Tom threw 3 straight interceptions. We only got 6 points off those 3 turnovers, but still, Tom was not playing his best football in the second half. And maybe LaFleur was thinking, okay, maybe we kick the field goal. Our defense is playing well. If we can pin Tom back and force maybe a 3-and-out or force a 4th interception, maybe Aaron's got another chance there. But if I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm going with number 12, Aaron Rodgers, the MVP of the league, the MVP of my team, to rescue us in that situation. I'm not going to leave it up to Mason Crosby to kick a 26-yard field goal and then leave it in the hands of my defense. I want Aaron Rodgers to take us to the Super Bowl because that's what he does. He's built for moments like this, Aileen and Joe. And unfortunately, we will never see that because LaFleur made that decision to kick a field goal instead.
And then one thing, too, before you jump in, Aileen, that we have also seen Tom Brady in the playoffs or in games, Tom Brady, how he performs in the 4th quarter, too, how he's able to convert and how he's able to put up those points. And that's one of the things with Tom Brady. That entire 4th quarter, I did not sit down. I could not stay still because I knew how pivotal that was, even though it was a close game. What Tom Brady is capable of doing it. He can be losing and he can come back and win it in the 4th. So that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, well, I feel like both quarterbacks, either of those both quarterbacks, Rodgers and Brady, are one of those that you can be losing and they can still win it at the last second because we can see they can literally score a touchdown with 1 second left on the clock. So it's like Matt LaFleur there needed some cojones. He needed some cojones, because it's like, I mean, come on. What do you have? It's the last game. Like, really, what do you have to lose? Seriously, gotta risk it for the biscuit. And
Aileen, nobody would begrudge Matt LaFleur for putting Aaron Rodgers back out there on a 4th and 8. If they don't convert, at least everybody will say, wow, at least Matt LaFleur had what you just said, to put Aaron Rodgers back out there instead of kicking a field goal and taking kind of the sissy route to try to make a comeback.
Right. No, and I mean, if you're going to risk it with anybody, I mean, you want it to be Aaron Rodgers. You want it to be the MVP. I mean, you can choose that. You're going to go with him blindfolded. I pick Aaron Rodgers, take me, just do your thing, man. Do your thing. I mean, I have no idea what he was thinking, but what other team I've seen pull some of those moves? My dear Cardinals. So sometimes I have no idea what these coaches have going on in their minds, or they don't trust. Sometimes these damn analytics are what gets in the game, in between the game and the decisions. Just because a number or a percentage says this or whatever, just let the kids play, let them play, let them do their game. And if you're going to risk it with anybody, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the guy, but he didn't do it, and now we'll never know. And I'll be like, well, what if? Because he could have come back. They could have come back, and that's why we were all at the edge of our seat, because it's like, well, shoot, if somebody can come back, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and talk who he's going to go up and face in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes and the Bills. That was an interesting game, and then it kind of just tapered off on the second half of the game. So give me your thoughts on this, Aileen, of what you saw with the Chiefs and the Bills on Sunday.
Well, I was extremely disappointed at the Bills. Heartbroken. I thought they were going to put a little bit more of a fight. The way they started, though, I was like, yes, it's great. It's a game scored first. That's what we needed, especially, when you're like, okay, Mahomes did clear protocol. He's in the game. We're a little bit nervous because you never bet against Mahomes. He's a great player. Like we said, he's baby goat over here. And the Bills there, I was disappointed. And like I said, I was impressed with the Mahomes, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hey, no interceptions there. I'm still mad about Brady's 3 interceptions. It still hurts me. But yes, I mean, great job by Mahomes. And then the way he was just like finessing the ball through the defense of the Bills. And I was all like, whoa, did you see that pass? And I mean, Josh Allen there, his best throw was the one that he threw at Okafor on the head after the play, when the best hits came after the play. But you know what? If that was me, I would have done it too. I would have hit him, because you don't do that to my quarterback. Like, he literally had pulled the arm to the side and then hit him afterwards. Like, he was going to get injured. You don't injure them. I mean, come on. The play was done. It was done. But also, what was up with that? He almost dragged him on the other side of the field. Oh, come on. Like, that's when maybe next year, or maybe in 27 years again, when they meet again, since it was the legend every 27 years, the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs met. But there, Josh Allen needed to be a little bit more mature. Yeah, he choked up a little bit. And, I mean, Mahomes showed the experience that he has, in championship games and in situations with a lot of pressure like this one. And he showed, that's why he's a baby goat.
Yep. Losing hurts. They saw it last year when they lost to the Houston Texans in the playoffs, Buffalo. And then this game, I'm sure it really stuck with them, stuck like a knife right in the side of their gut, that they could not come out. And like you said, they had a 9-0 lead. And then all of a sudden, you let Patrick Mahomes, you let baby goat loose. They scored 21 straight points just like that. You can't stop Travis Kelce. You have nobody to chip or cover Travis Kelce. And the next thing you know, first half, he's got 9 catches for 92 yards, ends up with 118 and 2 touchdowns. And then Tyreek Hill, you can't cover him. He gets a 71-yarder. He ends up with 172 yards. Then next thing you know, you're losing by 14 and you're out. And the Kansas City Chiefs are, if it was all up to them, they'd repeat as world champions. But I like the defense that the Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, dialed up a masterful game plan against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, for the great majority of the game, only had 2 catches, Aileen, for 12 yards. Arguably the best wide receiver outside of Devontae Adams. They held him to 2 catches for 12 yards. He ended up with 6 for 77, but that was all garbage numbers and catches. But they shut him down. And you saw Tyrann Mathieu came on the blitz. Daniel Sorensen kept on the blitz on Josh Allen. They made it uncomfortable. They kept running off the edges. They dropped those safeties. They dropped the safeties back, 1 safety or maybe 2 safeties, and said, okay, yeah, go ahead, Josh. See if you can beat us deep. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you got Stephon? See if Stephon can beat us. And they played that man coverage, and they shut him down. Defensively, that was a great game plan, and Baby Goat came up, and like you said, he showed improved. He got into all of his weapons, and that's why the Kansas City Chiefs, and now people will say, oh, well, they finally won a game by more than 2 or 3 points. They won by 14 points. But they're measured against their own success, which is not a bad thing if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody's like, well, based off what they did last year, they won a Super Bowl. You won 14-2 this year. What more do you want from the Chiefs? As we said last week, a championship. Now they have a chance to play for one.
Yep. And we did say that we were wondering if his turf toe there was going to be an issue, but Mahomes seemed like nothing bothered him. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at times you could see him favoring his toe a little bit as he was going back to the huddle, but it didn't bother him at all. And he only ran 5 times for 5 yards. Of course, he wasn't gonna run as many times as Darrell Williams did on Sunday, but he five times for 5 yards. He got out and he flexed it a little bit, but he didn't have to, because Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce were unstoppable. They were unguardable. So you don't have to run the football when you've got 2 major weapons like that. And you've also got Mecole Hardman. And I love the fact, Aileen and Joe, that Mecole Hardman muffed that punt in the beginning, but they didn't go away from him. They came right back to Hardman and involved him in the offense. They did not let that young man sit on the sidelines and stew because of the mistake that he made. He came back, had a beautiful 50-yard run. That reverse, that was a work of art.
It was a great game, actually. I mean, Kansas City completely dominated everything, and it clearly showed it. So now I'm like, okay, that worried me a little bit for the upcoming game now.
Yeah. So now you're thinking, okay, Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes have 2 weeks to prepare for Tampa Bay Tom Brady in Tampa Bay.
A lot of preparation was going on. Now they have, that extra weeks. But, Bruce Arians is that type of guy that as soon as the game